Hi everyone, how you going? Karen Finnan here. Look, I just wanted to pop in today and have a chat to you about patient flow in digital practice. This is something that I've given heaps of thought to and I give ongoing thought to with online physio, and that is, what is the digital journey that the patient goes on through the consultation process? Now, at the start, this was really very simple and a touch messy, where I'd email back and forth, organise a time, jump on a Skype call, and then email a bit back and forth afterwards. That was sort of the patient journey. They'd be backing and forthing. But over time, I knew this had to become more streamlined to make it more user-friendly for the patient. We know that with the more we do digitally these days, the less friction we want when we do things. If there's any stumbling blocks along the way, patients are less likely to continue the course and therefore have effective treatment through an online consultation. So what I did recently was put together an actual infographic to demonstrate our digital patient flow. Now keep in mind that this has been built up over time, a number of years now. When you're just starting out, it's obviously much simpler than this, just to get off the starting blocks. But what I want you to think about is, how can it become more streamlined and friction-free for the patient? It's really important that they know clearly what's going to happen next, and they're almost spoon-fed through the process, so there's no worrying or wondering about when you're going to get back to them or what happens next. So anyway, I thought I'd show you mine and see if that might give you some ideas of perhaps even a graphical representation that you can create, so that you're really clear on the digital flow that your patient takes through your consultation experience, and therefore any ways that you can streamline it and make it more friction-free for your patients. So let's have a bit of a look. All right, so this is our in-house graphical representation of the journey that our patient takes through the consultation process. So basically the first thing that happens on our website is that they select the consultation type. As soon as they click on their button, they're presented with their subjective assessment form. It's an intuitive form that leads them through a series of questions and goes down certain pathways depending what their answers are. As soon as they submit that form, there's an automated email that gets sent to them to confirm that the form had been received. Now, from this point, there's a manual step here. Once we receive the notification of the consultation and assign it to a physio, that physio will personally send that patient an email introducing themselves and asking any extra questions that they may have generated from the subjective assessment form. From that point, the patient receives a link to complete some simple objective tests, just a preliminary screening, and they'll be fed through that form. At the bottom of that form is a link where they click to schedule their video call. So we've collected a certain amount of information before that occurs. Now, automatically, they then, of course, receive a reminder for the video call, and at the designated time, the patient attends that video call. Now from there, we've got a templated report, and that's compiled into a summary for them and sent through to them with an action plan. So that is sent through, and then they received their rehabilitation plan through the app that we use, the exercise prescription app. From this point forwards, the patient and the physio continue to communicate, and that is via secure messaging within the exercise prescription app. And that happens until such time as the patient's access period has ended. So obviously we're very flexible to make changes to this system if required, but it's really important to have this clear template of the process that a patient goes through. So there you have it. I hope that's been interesting for you. I think it's really good to have a written down patient flow, so that from the patient's perspective, you're very aware of all the steps that occur in that process. From there, you can then have a look and see what of these steps or connections between steps can become automated or automated triggers, and what are the steps that need to happen manually, and are there triggers or reminders in place to ensure that they get done. The more efficient the system is, the better the experience is for your patient, but also the more time efficient it is for you as well. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that discussion on patient flow in digital practice. I look forward to catching you next time. Bye.